Hello friends and welcome to another video. This week we are going to be spending a lot of time in my reading journal. Well, I guess my everything journal, but this is where I put all my reading spreads. And I've got quite a few things to get in there because I have been reading quite a lot. There's a lot of fantasy, some romance, romantasy, and I thought I would quickly chat to you about what I'm currently reading. This is my very nice Kindle case. So I'm currently reading The Night and the Moth, which I have been enjoying. It's not like, I don't think it's going to be like a 5-star situation for me. I'm not like really wanting to finish it. I'm not like going to my Kindle all the time. But I have enjoyed it, so I will probably carry on the series when it carries on. But the plan is next to read some summer romances. So I think next I'm going to read Funny Story by Emily Henry because I've never read any Emily Henry before. So this will be my first time. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to read after that. But yeah, I've got 4 books to get in my reading journal. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And excuse my hair, it looks insane because it has been raining all day and I got caught in like torrential rain. So yeah, now it's just doing its own thing, going very frizzy. But let's just get started. And if you do enjoy, then of course make sure to subscribe so that you can see any future videos. And as always, let me know what you're doing whilst watching. And if you think there's any books that I might like from what you see me read today, then you should definitely comment them down below because I like to add them to a big list of books that you guys recommend to me. So yeah, let's just get started with the journaling. Our first reading spread today is going to be the second book in the Powerless series, well, the trilogy, and it is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. Now, you might have seen me make Powerless in my last reading journal update, and I finally finished the whole series, and it was one that, I don't know, I kind of picked up on a whim. It wasn't really one that I particularly wanted to read. I do enjoy young adult, but it's not like my favourite. I would rather read not young adult. So yeah, but I did enjoy book 1 and it made me want to carry on reading the series. But I will say that I definitely enjoyed this book a lot more than book 1. So in the first spread that I did before, I did a full double page spread. But for this one, I decided to do 2 single spreads, and they would both go on this page to complete the trilogy. In the second book, we kind of go back to enemies, I guess, and yeah, I feel like there's not like a huge amount of like plot going on, is in the sense of like high stakes and really big things compared to the rest of it. I don't know, I read this quite a while ago, so I might not be correct there. But the thing that I did like about this one is it kind of focused more on the romance because Payden and Kai are basically spending the whole book together, but they're not at the castle, they're in like a new place. So yeah, we get like to explore a new area, get some new situations, which is fun because the main book, the first book, is mainly all about trials. So it was nice to kind of get away from that because I'm somebody who does enjoy like deadly trials, but it's not something that I like really go for, I guess. Like if it's in a book, I don't mind too much, but I don't pick up a book because it has like deadly trials. And I feel like that's quite a big thing in like the fantasy world. A lot of books have like deadly trials in them. But yeah, so there was none of that in this book. It was more focused on the romance. There was a lot of brooding going on, which I enjoyed, and I listened to this one via an audiobook, and I will say that the audiobook for this series is really good. I really like it when they have like a male and female voice actor for the characters or whatever it is, I much prefer it when they kind of match that rather than like a female narrator doing like the man's voice. I just much prefer it that way. It seems like a lot more realistic to me. I also wasn't planning on going straight into book 3, but because this book ended on like a really big cliffhanger, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm listening to book 3 straight away, which is exactly what I did. Now, talking about the spread a little bit, I used a lot of stationery from Journal Say, so like the big rose window sticker and then all the matching stickers that go with that. So I have a discount code that you can use if you want to, which I will put down below, and I will also link all the products that I use in this video down below too, because the majority of them are also from Journal Say. So for the next spread, which is our Fearless book, which is the final book in the trilogy, I would say that this one was definitely my favorite out of the 3. I think because Kai and Peyton's like relationship had obviously got a lot more like deeper, and in this book there was a lot more stuff going on as well. So she kind of has like a really big decision to make throughout this book, and there does end up being some more trials, which at first I was kind of like, oh, I can't be bothered with this again. But I did actually enjoy them in the end. They weren't like taking up too much time compared to the first book. So yeah, I did enjoy this one a lot more. The epilogue was really sad. I don't know why, I just didn't really enjoy it, the epilogue, that much, because obviously I was happy with the ending of the story and it was all wrapped up, but then the epilogue, I was like, oh, this is really depressing, because it follows a character which I didn't expect to be in the epilogue, but I guess it was interesting to kind of see that character's point of view a little bit. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about Kit, which is Kai's brother, because yeah, he kind of goes through lots of different things in this book, so I didn't really know how I felt about him at the end, and I would say that I still don't really know how to feel about him as a character, if it's a character that I like or not. But I guess maybe we'll find some more things out about it, because I know that Lauren Roberts is planning on releasing some more novellas. She's just announced one actually, and I have not read any of the other novellas in this series either, so I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into those, or if I do, it'll just kind of be if I'm not really sure what I want to read and I want a little book just to kind of slip in between, or if I'm maybe waiting for something to come out. So yeah, let me know if you think I should read the novellas or if they're kind of not worth it. But yeah, I did enjoy this series, and obviously it's a very big series in the fantasy world, so I am glad that I have read it. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the audiobook. I listened to Fearless via the audiobook too, and it just meant that I could kind of get through the books really quickly as well. For the spread, I used loads of these stickers from Journal Say, and they all have gold foiling, and I just felt like they kind of matched the book cover quite nicely, and they just kind of give off that fantasy vibe. I really like these two spreads together as well. I think they complement each other really nicely, and you can kind of see that they are both a part of the same series, and I like that the spreads reflect the books and kind of match the book covers as well. So yeah, I was very happy with these two little spreads, and I feel like I made the right choice just to add 2 single spreads instead of doing like a full one, because I didn't have like so much to write about these books, but there were obviously things that I wanted to talk about and just kind of write down my thoughts about some of the characters. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you thought of this series as well. I know some people absolutely adored it and it's like their favorite, but yeah, I did definitely enjoy this one as well. I just thought I would quickly show you as well my reading spread in my Hobonichi. If you're not new to my channel, then you will definitely have seen this, but if you are new, then I thought I would introduce you. So I have this notes page in my Hobonichi where I basically just print out the books that I've read at the end of each month, and I just stick them in here as kind of like a visual record of everything that I've read. The bottom line is obviously the things that I've been reading recently, and my favorite being Silver Elite from this last month's reading, so you'll be able to hear all my thoughts on that when I do my reading spread for it. But yeah, these are everything that I've read so far, so you can get used to my reading taste, I guess. I just think it's a little nicer than just having everything on my Goodreads, and yeah, I just like having this physical, visual representation of everything that I've read. The next spread that we are going to be making is a summer romance, and it was a problematic summer romance by Ali Hazelwood. And when I read this one, it was a new release. I pretty much read it as soon as it came out because I honestly really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's writing. I think she has a great sense of humor, and I just love the way that she writes. I find all of her books super easy to read, and every single one of them I have enjoyed. There's not been one where I've thought, oh, I wish I didn't read that. So yeah, I'm very happy to read any of her books. So I was very excited about this one, and it kind of follows along with some of the characters from Not in Love, which is one of her old romance books, which I also read this year and really enjoyed. So yeah, I kind of wanted to explore more of those characters and just kind of see where this was gonna go. And it's basically set, I think it's in Italy, I'm pretty sure it's in Italy, and it gave really good like summer vibes, like they're by the beach. They're basically going to Italy to celebrate her brother's wedding, and her brother's best friend is kind of the love interest, and they've kind of known each other for a very long time. They both interact with each other in the previous book, Not in Love. So yeah, you kind of get to know the characters before you jump in. So then obviously you get to know them a lot more. And this one was kind of based on an age gap, which I don't know. I didn't know how I felt about it going into it, because I was like, oh, is this going to be like done well or not? But I feel like she did a pretty decent job at it. I can't say I've read many books with an age gap, so I don't have a lot of things to compare it to. But yeah, when I was reading it, it didn't bother me too much, and it's not something that bothers me in real life, just to clarify. It's just not really like a romance trope that I kind of pick up and want to read about. So it's kind of nice to, I guess, read something a little bit different that maybe I haven't read before. I also really enjoyed the main female character, Maya. I really liked her personality, and I decided to stick this girl sticker down because it kind of reminded me of her. And I feel like all the lemons as well, they're talking about lemons a lot in the book in Italy. So yeah, I kind of went with the yellow and pink theme to just kind of match the summer vibe. And yeah, this was just like a really fun summer read. I got through it really quickly, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of Ali Hazelwood's releases because she's got a few more coming this year. I also needed to refill my fountain pen because when I started writing, there was like no ink left in it. So I filled it up with this kind of like neutral beige ink from Ferris Wheel Press, and it just kind of goes really nicely with the spread. I didn't want to kind of go for a really bright colour because obviously I had the yellow and the pink, going on in the spread already. So I just wanted something neutral, just kind of match everything else. And I feel like it actually, not intentionally, but also matched the other journal spread that was already on this page. So I feel like it was a really good spot to kind of squeeze it in there. And I have also really been enjoying sticking the book covers on the spreads instead of just writing the titles, because I don't always do a good job at that. So I feel like when I am trying to match everything to the book cover, just having it there in the corner just always helps that. The next book is one that I was really excited to read, and this was also my favourite read out of all of these books as well. And it was kind of surprising, I wasn't really expecting it to be. I've seen so much online about this book, either people loving or hating it, and it really intrigued me because it's basically somebody going under by a pen name, Danny Francis. So there's lots of like theories online as to who the author is, and I have no idea. And you know, we might never find out, but there was a lot of talk online because basically, I guess when they marketed this book, they squeezed in the Hunger Games as a reference and kind of said that it was similar and dystopian in that sense. But I'm not somebody who actually has ever read the Hunger Games, and I'm not somebody who has like a huge following of the films. I'm not like a big fan of it, so for me, I was not bothered whether it had anything to do with the Hunger Games or not. So I felt like I was a good person just kind of like to pick up this book because I didn't have any expectations in the sense of that. So when I started reading it, the world is a little bit different to maybe what I'm used to. So I was kind of getting used to that and trying to figure out all the different things. But it wasn't too complicated and it was easy to understand, and by the end I was kind of like settled into the world and I was enjoying it, and it had a sprinkle of magic in there too, which I enjoyed. So they kind of have like psychic powers where you can like read people's minds and things, but you're also like really not allowed to be like that because you'll get killed. So they kind of have to keep those things under wraps. So our main character Ren, she essentially has to join, well, she tries to join the Silver Elite, which is kind of like I don't know, I guess it's kind of like a team, special operations team within their like army, and everyone's like led by a commander, I think. I read this quite a while ago, guys. All right, I'm trying my very best to remember. And the vibes of this book was kind of like giving Fourth Wing in the way that, not like, I'm not comparing it to Fourth Wing, but it reminded me of it in the sense of like, they're in like a training school, there's like a big group of characters that you get to know, and they're kind of like trying to survive. There's people trying to kill them, which is obviously what Basgiath is like too. So there was a lot of that going on, and they have to do like challenges and obviously training. They go to like lectures and classes. So that kind of reminded me of it because of that. And obviously on certain days they go out and like have parties and things. So I really enjoyed that side of it. And it's definitely like an enemies to lovers situation, and it was very spicy at times, I will say, but I did really enjoy the romance. I don't know, I really liked those two characters because obviously they're arguing a lot, not getting on for quite a while of the book. And there was a really big plot twist at the end, which you can kind of see coming, but it didn't like ruin the fact that I knew it was coming, if that makes sense. Like when it actually came, I was kind of like just like, come on, like I just want them to find out about this big thing. And then obviously when it did come, it had like a big payoff at the end, and then there turned out to be another plot twist which I didn't see coming. So that was really exciting to read about. But I would definitely recommend this book if you are somebody that just enjoys a book with like really fun romance, like fun vibes, and you're somebody that has maybe enjoyed Fourth Wing. But yeah, as I said, I'm not comparing it to Fourth Wing because I don't really like comparing books. And also just don't assume that it's going to be like Hunger Games, because for me, I didn't go in with that mindset. And I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more than people that maybe read it because they were thinking that it was going to be like Hunger Games. But yeah, it didn't give that vibe to me at all. But I really enjoyed this one, which is why I gave this book a full spread in my journal. and I used the big window sticker to kind of match with the book cover because it has like a few bits of grey and blue in it. And then I also had an issue because I ended up spilling ink all over my journal, so I had to try and like kind of suck it up through some paper. But yeah, this book I would definitely recommend to people, and I hope that you would enjoy it. There were some definite parts like where the dialogue wasn't amazing, but that wasn't all the time. It was maybe just a couple of scenes where I was kind of like, why does this sound so weird? But anyway, here are all my finished spreads. I'm so happy with these ones. One of my favorite like reading journal updates that I've done in a while, because I'm just so happy with how they all turned out. So if you did enjoy, then you should definitely like and subscribe and let me know which of these books you've read. Do you have any recommendations for me? And which of these spreads is your favorite? So hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for joining me today.